Took you long enough. Good thing I charge by the hour. Sorry, gang. I've got another lead to follow up on. I'll meet up with you a bit later, but I'll stay in touch just in case, okay?
Yeah. Oh, did I mention that the ancient ninja temple is guarded by actual ninjas? If not, I probably should. I'm betting you've noticed this by now, but the Hand's ninjas have a tendency to appear from nowhere. Iron Fist says it's some sort of magic mumbo-jumbo that lets them materialize out of thin air. Whatever it is, they're sneaky little jerks, so watch out. See those searchlights sweeping the rooftop? That means the Hand knows we're coming. Stick to the shadows or you'll never make it to the temple. At least, not in one piece.
Watch out!
Way to go, you've been made. Why not just announce you're here?
We've gotten out of worse.
Impressive as always, Jess. You gonna tell me how you got through all that without getting caught?
Nope. Gotta keep the mystery in our relationship alive somehow, babe.
I hate to ditch, but I just got an emergency call from a client who pays a lot more than you. Get inside and meet up with the defenders. They'll help you handle it from here. I hope. One last thing. Danny just texted me and told me he'll meet you at the door. Knowing him, you'll probably want to stand back.
My baby is back. My baby
That was a good warm-up, but the real challenge still lies ahead.
My claws are itching for action.
Yes.
There has to be a more peaceful solution. That's a classic.
am with you,
Save some for me, bub.
They chose a violent path. They reaped what they sowed. I've searched the whole room and there are no other doors. Unless we find a way to open this gate, our journey ends here. I recognize this. It's the Azure Dragon of the East. Here's the Vermilion Bird of the South in all its glory. This one is the White Tiger of the West, a classic. And who can forget the good old Black Turtle of the North?
My radar sense gives me an advantage, letting me sense where their triggers are. Your safest bet is to let me or another teammate who can detect danger lead the way. I hear more coming, like rats skirting the walls. Save some for me,
Cutting
bub.
in.
Give me strength! That's a classic.
All strike. This time.
The soul is eternal, but the blood is weak. I rend it from your bones.
I'll make sure you never forget this moment.
She's siphoning power from the hand mystics. If we take them out first, perhaps we can cut off her supply.
Such is my will.
That's a classic.
I am with you.
Save some for me, bub.
Shadowland, give me strength!
Guide my hand.
I will not be trapped in this accursed place any longer. An exit from this infernal cage.
Shall we? use some fresh air?
These weapons could prove quite useful in the right hands.
You may not. That's because anyone who would know is dead. I'm right at home here in the Kingpin's little museum. After all, I make killing an art. Do me a favor and die already. I have a reputation.
Oh, Wakanda! Save some for me,
Use one
bub.
more fist?
Something tells me the Kingpin didn't put his latest acquisition on display. If we want the stone, we'll have to find him first.
Let's go, bub. These have anything to do with those statues we saw earlier?
Don't look at me. Iron Fist.
Oh, great. Here come more of the Crimson Ninjas of West Midtown. Classic. There. That's much better feng shui. Yeah, but I prefer walls I can use to my advantage, not ones I can kick straight through. That's a classic. Strike.
If you won't bow to my demands, I'm afraid you're in for a very hostile takeover. What's up for me, bub?
If that isn't one of your infinity stones, then what the hell is it?
Alright, just thought I'd show some gameplay with my team. Right now, the plan is to get them all to level 60 or 65 or so. Probably just use them for this playthrough, and then I'm going to start grinding out the other characters because the Alliance enhancement is a pretty big part of the progression in this game. So if you want to see my build, right now they're all pretty close to level 60. But I'm not using any experience cubes on them because I need to use them on the other characters to unlock the other stuff. So with him, I'm running a mastery build. The thing about Iron Fist is that he is a mixed attacker, meaning that if you see here, every move he has, but the Thunder Kick, they're all energy attacks. So you need to use Mastery to scale those with him. You can kind of run him as a hybrid. There's probably something better I could put here. I have a number of other ones. Well, since I have Black Panther on my party, and he's like one of the best stagger mules in the game, he's even better than Iron Fist because his Vibranium Strike that actually doesn't pierce the enemy, so you get pretty much the full stagger gauge damage every time. I'm kind of just running him as a hybrid attacker right now. Now, you could run something like this, but the only thing this would buff is his melee, his normal attacks, and the Dragon Kick. So alternatively, I could run something like this and just have more of an extreme build. That might be something to look into as well. Make him a little bit more of a tank, but he's already kind of a glass cannon as it is, so I'm not exactly sure how much any of that would have an effect. Try this. I mean, he's still got like 7k strength, so he's in pretty good shape. Now with Wolvie, I'm just running a kind of a damage and healing build. All of his attacks are piercing, so if you have the damage, you have this ISO 8 on, then he's basically just getting a 15% damage increase on literally everything he does. The only thing that doesn't have piercing is the buff, and that really only matters on not like the synergy attacks and stuff, but you're generally not going to be using that move for synergies anyway. And then I just have strength on him, and then this just makes the healing orbs appear more often. I've already talked about in length about how the healing system in this game is very flawed, but this is kind of something I was experimenting with, and unfortunately it doesn't really seem like it's made much of an effect. So let's see if there's something else I could put on him, possibly. Making him a tank is actually pretty nice because it, he already has the innate healing factor. So you could give him something like this that just gives him more durability across the board. I'm just going to try to run an extreme-based build. And then with hers, hers is pretty similar to Iron Fist. All of her attacks are energy-based. So if you have energy and mastery, then that's just going to be a flat damage increase. And the same thing here, just trying to get more ultimates or extreme attacks because it definitely helps to clear the mobs out faster. Then with him, he is like one of the best stagger mules in the game. A lot of people initially thought that Iron Fist was. Iron Fist is still a very solid character. He's got a nice like hybrid moveset. He's got some nice ranged. He has a lot of synergies, and he can break the gauge pretty easily early game. But once you get towards the end, I believe, actually, yeah, Chapter 8 is the Wakanda where you get Black Panther. So literally 80% through the game is when you get him. You definitely want to have him on your party. You don't really need anybody else to be the stagger mule if you have him on your party. So I have this rainbow one on him that increases the damage done to the stagger gauge by 5%, and then it takes them another half second to recover from being staggered. So sometimes that can actually allow you to queue up another extreme attack really quickly. And then he's just got a generic strength one, and then this is one for piercing attacks plus 15%. So that's just a flat damage increase with him. He actually does pretty good damage. His moveset is not the best. This move in particular is very useless on bosses, however it is pretty good on just regular basic enemies. If it's a tall enemy, you can actually get a lot of damage. What you're mostly going to be using is this, because this just does ridiculous stagger damage. And Panther Claw is pretty good for a single target as well. Bass Fury is a counter move. Basically, he'll absorb all the damage and let it out. It doesn't really seem like it does that much damage, unfortunately. Maybe there's a way that you can buff that. But yeah, that's basically the build that I'm running right now. So let's go to the checkpoint here and see if I can level anything up. I don't think I got enough levels to really make much of an impact. But yeah, I only have like 20 points. Not really a whole lot of good stuff I can get in here. Could pretty pretty much maxed this one out, maybe like an hour or two, but these are like some of the most minimal upgrades you can get. Let's go ahead and finish this anyway. More vitality is always good, especially since I have a lot of glass cannons in my party. So to get the final ISO 8 slot, you have to max out everything, and that is just a massive grind. Apparently in Asgard, which I believe is Chapter 9, basically 90% through the game, since there's 10 chapters, you get a guaranteed experience booster ISO 8. So what I'm trying to do is just blitz through this. I'm already pretty much at the level for the next difficulty because I did a lot of the Infinity Trials and I did some grinding to kind of finalize my builds. So once I do that, I'll probably put out a grinding video, but I'm unsure when that will happen. I don't really want to prevent burnout. I did actually buy the Season Pass, so I will be covering all that content as it releases. The next update is supposed to be August 30th. That's supposed to have Cyclops and Colossus. I think Cyclops might actually be a pretty good character. Colossus might be a good stagger mule as well. Maybe if you could have him and Black Panther, then the bosses probably wouldn't stand a chance, but I don't have any inside information on that or anything. In terms of like recording the whole playthrough, you have to keep in mind that I do visit my neighbor often. I also play this like while I'm uploading the videos for the channel and watching other streams and when I'm out of the house and stuff. So I might just go ahead and skip ahead. It depends on how I feel. Also, if I'm able to get some online parties, then that might make things go faster as well. So I'll try to record as much as I can, but right now I'm just trying to get some guides out because Ninja Warriors, once again, is going to be out on Wednesday, and time's ticking. People are definitely asking about how to grind and stuff, so I'm going to try to get to that as soon as I can. I do not know when the Japanese eShop updates, so I just assume that by the time I wake up in the morning, the game is going to release. So we'll see what happens there. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I won't be commentating this whole thing. This game is pretty simple. I mean, the combat is definitely better than the other ones in the series, but it's not like, groundbreaking, platinum game like Assault Spy kind of quality. So there's not really a whole lot to say, but I will be updating you guys on what was going on at the end of these videos as I make them. Thanks for watching. Peace.